What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the B-SRTN podcast.
Hey, I'm Brandon.
I'm single Rikki.
I am taking Nick, and look, today's going to be a little different. Rikki has decided, she's like, you know what, Nick, you're good at hosting this thing. You're good at giving us this info to do. But step aside, I got this. So,
I mean, it was
Take
a
it back
little
to
bit
you.
like that, but I feel bad. You're the one always coming up with the content and always doing all the work behind the scenes. I don't think you get enough credit. I thought I'd give you a day off.
I'll take it. So, take it away, single Rikki.
All right, perfect. So for the silly
I
section.
don't feel bad for him, by the way.
So for the silly section, I have a few would you rathers. I actually did 3 because I don't know how fast they will go or not. So I figured I'd have a backup. See, Nick, I'm already ahead of the game.
This is your podcast now, so I don't have to do anything except answer questions.
All right, perfect. So question number 1. Would you rather share a dinner with your spouse or share a dinner with your co-podcaster?
That's easy. I'm having dinner with y'all.
I bet Shay's listening to you.
Shay's not even here, so thank goodness, and she probably won't listen to this episode, so she'll never know.
Whew. So Katie is here, and she's around the corner doing this.
All right,
So-
should I explain?
So I'm going to go with dinner with the podcasters. Just kidding. Of course, dinner with my spouse.
Okay, so I meant like sharing a dinner, like sharing a meal. Like ordering a dinner for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather share it with a co-podcaster like you
Oh, yeah.
guys did at Jill's birthday?
100%. Me and Shay eat so separately different. She'd want chicken nuggets, and I would want, I don't know, the po' boy. Shay and I don't eat the same. Me and Brandon, we've done this now twice.
I heard. That's why I had to make it a would you rather.
That's really funny. Yeah, I can't remember if we talked about that on an episode, but we found this local Mexican place that makes fajitas, and they will bring it to you in a pineapple bowl.
Yes.
They scoop out the insides of a pineapple and put all the fajita stuff in it. And it does have pineapple in it as well. It was so good. Yeah, I guess I'll have dinner with Nick. Yeah.
All right. I was just curious because, I heard y'all did.
Are you feeling left out, Rikki?
No. I know that I eat weird. I know that I don't eat things that most people would. I'm a very picky eater. I eat a lot of different things, but I'm very picky. So no, I do not feel left out at all.
I mean, I was going to say, we could go there in the next, 20 minutes when we wrap up.
I was
just
there
go.
last night with Jill, so I'm going to have to say no.
Nice.
Did y'all share the pineapple?
We did not. I got my chimichanga and she got some Honolulu, Hawaii thing.
Now, we have a friend of ours, Jorge and Steph. If you tell Jorge that you had chimichangas from a Mexican restaurant, it's over.
Why?
He said that is anti-everything.
I agree.
You do not order chimichangas from a Hispanic restaurant. Don't do it.
Well, chimichangas are my favorite, and that's why I get every Mexican restaurant that I go to. But
Yeah.
I do agree, none of them are truly authentic.
I'm hijacking this would you rather just to ask a question.
Okay.
What superhero's favorite food are chimichangas? And this may or may not be my favorite superhero of all time.
Well, I'm going to have to go. My answer is going to be Deadpool because that's your favorite superhero.
And that would be the correct answer.
Yes.
I don't even
More
know that.
reason for me to love Deadpool.
I don't even know that he likes them. He just always says, "Time to make the effing chimichangas." So
Like before he goes and like kicks butt or something. That's what he says.
yeah,
That's funny.
Love it.
time to make the chimmy effing changas. So,
Oh goodness. That's okay. That's all right. I like it. Thank you.
next, would you rather?
Would you rather speak and understand all languages or have the ability to speak to all animals?
I think it'd be really cool. Both of those would be cool, but the ability to speak all languages, that would be awesome. Be great for traveling.
I'm speaking to some animals, and I'm telling these cats that are out here to get to stepping.
Yeah, Nick, you've been having some problems with the neighborhood cats.
I can't put it out there too much about what I am and am not doing, but I am not causing physical harm, but I am putting the fear of God in some of these cats.
Trying to make them scaredy cats.
Are you hitting them with one of the?
It may or may not include something like extremely small, like the size of a ballpoint pen.
I was going to
All right,
ask if you were using one of the gel blasters.
I'm using something,
I
but
too
I would.
would choose speaking to animals. I think that it would be just the coolest thing in the world to just know what they're thinking all the time. Like my dog, if I go outside, she sits on the steps and she waits for me to come back in. And then she escorts me, walking next to me to whatever room I'm going to. And I just want to know what the heck she is thinking, that she feels like she needs to be right there with me for it. Lord knows, I would love to know what Pickles thinks. That cat is absolutely bonkers. You might even see her like tail walk by or something today because my daughter's not home. And so it's been a wild morning. That cat has been glued to me also. So now I have a cat and a dog glued to me, and Johnny Cash is just roaming around, probably sleeping somewhere. If he's not eating, he's sleeping.
Brandon, which of her cats do you identify with the most?
Well, probably Johnny Cash. As far as like my personality goes, Johnny Cash is just super chill and yeah. Pickles is a little too random.
I was going in a very different direction with the Johnny Cash thing, but we'll go with that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean like because of the name? I play music and Johnny Cash was a musician.
No, I would go in a different direction because Johnny Cash seems to be a little lazy and he likes to eat the food. So,
so we all just identify with the JC.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I don't know. I might identify more with Mocha than either of the cats. I like to guard people. I like to escort them like to safe places.
Which GC are we talking about though? Are we still talking about Johnny Cash? Or are we talking about the OG JC?
Oh, the JC. Yeah, man. I identify with that JC too.
Well, good. You got another one for us, Rikki?
I do have another would you rather. Do we have time for a third?
We got time for whatever.
Right.
It's your episode, whatever you want.
It's my episode. I'm doing this, darn it. That scared you for a minute, didn't it, Nick? You thought I was going to make you have more editing time.
It crossed my mind.
Would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the most intelligent person in the room?
Funniest.
Yeah, funniest.
I would go funniest too. Now let's say why. Nick?
First of all, if you're the most intelligent person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So I would never, ever want to be the most intelligent in the room. So I'll go with funny.
I like that.
So what you're saying is make sure you hang out with people who are smarter than you.
1,000%. No,
Mm.
nobody great. This is a whole nother tangent. Nobody great got where they are because they beat up and played people that were worse than them. They all got great because they played people better than them.
Mm.
You don't learn from winning. You learn from losing.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
My first thought was nobody really likes the most intelligent person in the room, unless it's like a humble, intelligent person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, those
Like-
like really smart people who like make sure that you know that they're smart, and it's kind of annoying to be around them. So yeah, I would say I want to just be the funniest person.
For the funniest person, because who doesn't like a funny person? Everybody will like a funny person. Now, I'm not a funny person. I am the worst joke teller. I cannot, like, I don't know. Everybody takes me too serious all the time. So I'm not good at being funny, but that's what I would choose 100%.
I mean, we find you funny.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
But here's the most important question. Brandon mentioned this person that's so smart, the intelligent person that everybody's like, you're just annoying, I don't like you. Who is y'all's number one most intelligent person that annoys you and you don't like being around them?
Mm.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'm not saying mine.
It's one of those things that you just like know it when you're.
I've got a few of them, and I ain't saying none of it.
Because it must be me and Rikki. That's why he's not saying it.
Yep.
You caught me. You caught me.
Oh, I do
I don't
know.
know.
I do know.
Who
I
is it,
have-
Rikki?
I have one person in my life. I'm not going to say like who it is or anything like that, but I have one person in my life who, you could be going to a place you've gone to 100 times, and if they're in the car with you, they'll tell you how to get there.
See, now you're bringing up a whole nother realm of backseat driving.
Well, I mean, it's not so much that. I mean, that was just an example of one of the things. But like, even when they don't know a situation, they think that they do. And it's like, you weren't there. How can you make that assumption? Kind of stuff like that. That's all.
Yeah. I have a friend that I won't name. It's not either one of you guys. That always gives me advice. Like no matter what the conversation is, they just feel like they need to give me advice. It's like I don't always want advice.
Does
It just
anybody know
seems-
what do y'all know what unsolicited advice is called?
No.
Criticism.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
just to throw that was very unsolicited for both of y'all, so I just criticized you both, but
I don't know. You can ask for it though. I could be like, "Hey, tell me how I can get better," and you can be like, "All right, here's what you did good. Here's how you could improve."
yeah, but then I'm giving you advice because you
But
asked for it.
Yeah.
I can still criticize you. I can still badmouth you, but like if I don't ask for it, it's just criticism because I didn't ask for it. You're just telling me what I don't want to hear because I didn't ask for it.
By the way, when we're done with today's episode, I'm texting you both and asking on ways that I could improve myself. So start taking notes.
You're drinking Sunny D, so you're on the right track. Yep.
Gotta get my vitamin D.
Oh, and Coke.
Also
Wow,
got
are we
some-
sponsored by these guys now? That's good.
I also got some
Hey.
strawberry watermelon lemonade flavored water.
I got fudge stripes.
I got
But
this
it's
for next time we're in person.
cherry.
The next time we're in person, I got this.
You just got hot sauce like sitting on your table. That's hilarious.
My friend was over last night and I was telling her all the different things. She's never been to Buc-ee's. And I was telling her all the different things. And I was like, they even have hot sauce. So yes, it's right here on the table.
Wow. Never been to Buc-ee's.
She's never been. No, we're going to totally road trip there one day because I am just in shock. I was telling her what a mecca it is.
Yeah,
But-
that's just not living.
So are we just showing what we randomly have on our desks?
I have some painted rocks from the kids.
Rikki, there's no structure to your episode.
Listen, we got to get back on track. We're done showing all the stuff that's on our desks or tables or wherever we're working at today. I was just about to say that actually, Nick, before you said that. So that was it for the silly section. So I want to get real and true. This has come up a lot in my life in the past like week and a half where this is happening. I'm seeing it more and more. And so I want to talk about like kids and their interests, like in and out of school. Has it changed from where it used to be? Or do you think that it's going to change? And part of what has sparked this is like my cousin's children have all started, like they've been doing things for years and they're like, you know what? I just, it's not for me. I'd rather try this next time instead. And then my best friend's son, it actually has almost a full ride to college for soccer. And she even said she thinks he's losing his passion for it. And he is debating still going to college versus signing up for the military. And so, I mean, it's been happening time and time. My neighbor who was here last night that has never been to Buc-ee's, her son came home from practice on Tuesday and said, Mom, I think it's time to hang up the soccer cleats. And so I just want to talk about when it's okay, like when it's okay, when do we keep encouraging our kids to keep doing something, or when do we actually let them hang up the soccer cleats? And if you would do that, where do you think your kid would go, or what do you think that they would do?
That's heavy, Rikki.
I know,
Like that-
I know it is.
That's a really good question, though.
I mean,
It
after
is.
seeing this happen, and I'm talking within a week and a half, I've seen it with 5 different people. And it really got me thinking, because I know how much Charlie loves soccer. But there might come a day where she says to me, it's time to hang up the cleats. And I don't know how I would feel about that. I mean, if she wants to play another sport, great. Let's do it. But I'm not the mom. If she's going to live in my house until she's 18 years old, she has to do something. That is like a rule of mine, because idle hands are the devil's workbook. And so that is just a must. I don't care if it's robotics. I don't care if it's, if she wants to go get a job walking dogs, but you have to do something. You can't just sit around and play video games or, just sit around. Like, it's just not okay. And so I wanted everybody else's feedback on it.
Go ahead, Brandon.
He's like, take this away.
I've
Yeah,
got it.
I have a lot of thoughts about it, and it's a great question. And I was just imagining my kids comes up to me and is like, "Hey, I think I'm done with that." Like if Macy came up to me and was like, "I don't want to do cheer anymore." Yeah, I would hope that I've been paying attention to her along the way, to where that's not a surprise to me.
Right.
Like, I want to make sure that I'm listening to her every day and what she's saying and what she's not saying. And then that way, if she does come to me and say that, I'll be like, I've kind of sensed that for a while, that you've been leaning that way. And that would help me be like, but if it was just out of the blue, I'd be like, what happened? Did you have an argument with somebody? Like, so it is like this thing of being sensitive to know like when to push them on, when to listen and kind of hold back, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about like Jeremy and his. Jeremy's played football a couple of years now, 3 years, and all of last year in the off season between year 2 and year 3, he got with a personal trainer. So, and he's still with a personal trainer 2 days a week. But like, I don't know, like I kind of see this trend of like he gets in modes. Like he gets in modes where he's all about it, and then he gets in these modes where it's like, it is what it is. And I say that because he knows what to do in between the days he's supposed to do it. Like he knows when he's not with his trainer Jamal that he needs to do push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. Some days he's on it. He'll do it, no problem, don't have to mention it. And then other days he doesn't. So I kind of see this like constant like ebb and flow of like he's in it but he's not in it. He's in it but he's not in it. And I think if he were to come to me and say, "Hey, I don't know that I want to train anymore for football," I think I'd be like, I think I would see it a little bit, but at the same time, I would. Right? I mean, we asked him, "Do you want to play soccer or baseball?" And it was an immediate soccer. I want to play soccer, and that's what I wanted. Okay. So, like, if he would have said baseball, it would have freaked me out. I don't know how to handle it though. Like, as much as I want him to pursue whatever it is he wants, whether it's um, continuing with football and playing football in middle school, high school, going on to college with it. If that's what he wants, I'm all for it. I will put every resource and ounce of my ability into making sure he's taken care of in that realm. But if he comes to me one day and says, "Hey, I don't want to play football anymore and I'm done," it would suck. It would. I wouldn't call it a slap in the face because of everything we've done, but I feel like it would be a what happened kind of moment. Like, why did you love this for so long and then stop loving it? Like, why did you want it so bad one minute and now the next minute you don't want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and those things can be hard to discern, right? And that's kind of where I was like, okay, I want to make sure that because one answer to that could be maybe he would have been feeling like that for a long time but was afraid to say it, right? Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying I want to make sure my kids feel like they can come to me and say it, even if they think I might not like it,
Yeah.
And yeah, and that happens in like you create that space in the everyday mundane conversations, right? That aren't like super important. Yeah.
And so, like, one of the examples this happened with, and I'm curious how much influence it is male versus female. So the one person said to their mom, "I think it's time to hang up the cleats." So the mom tells the dad, and the dad goes and says, "Oh, hey, what's going on? Like, you don't want to do this anymore?" And he's like, "Oh, no, yeah, I want to do it." And it was like he was comfortable enough to tell his mom, afraid he's gonna let his dad down. And so when the dad asked him, he was like, "Oh, no, I want to play." And
See, I think
so,
that's Jeremy in a nutshell. Like, I think he would tell Shay well before he would tell me if he was ready to hang something up.
yeah,
Because I do. I think he would feel not embarrassed, but it's like I don't want to let my dad down, and that he has put this time and energy into helping me and put this time and energy into giving me the resources. I don't want to let him down, but at the same time, I feel like I've done a good enough job as a dad to help him understand that, yeah, it might not be. Do I want it for him? Sure, because that's what he says he wants. But if he doesn't want it anymore, like I can't want it more for him. He has to want it more no matter what.
Yeah. Funny enough, this boy wants to play football now instead of soccer.
How about that?
Yeah.
I actually have asked McKinley multiple times about soccer because she knows that Katie and I love soccer. Like
Right.
we watch soccer on TV. She knows that I played soccer for 6, 7 years when I was middle school, high school, and loved it. And I ask her often, like, do you still want to play? Like, I don't want her to play because she knows I like it
Right.
or because Katie likes it. I want her to play because she likes it.
Right.
Now, the scary part about that is whenever Macy came up and was like, I want to do cheer. I knew zero about cheer. I knew nothing about it. And in that moment, I could like, no, you're going to play soccer because that's what I know and that's what I'm comfortable with. But I'm really glad that we said, all right, let's try it.
Yeah.
And like for me, that was actually kind of scary because I had like, I don't know, I had these like stereotypes of the things that were going to happen. And, but it's actually been really, and she's great at it. And
Yeah.
she's really like grown into it. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right there with you on that, Brandon, because if Jeremy would have said I love baseball and this is what I want to play and let me just nose dive into baseball, that's what I love. Like that's my thing. He has no interest in playing. So it's kind of hard. Like I'm like, well, what I really want him to be involved in, he's not in. But then he got this niche to go play soccer, and I'm like, bro, I don't know the first thing about soccer. But now, like, you know, he's 11, so he's played since 7 years later. I met you guys through it, so if it wasn't for him loving soccer, I wouldn't know you guys. We wouldn't be as close to you guys as we are. I wouldn't have found a love for soccer that I actually kind of have. So, like,
Yeah.
in reality, it's a God thing. Like, God said, Jeremy loves soccer. Jeremy, you probably want to do this. And so, like, I'm as much as I don't want him to play soccer and I'd rather him play baseball, I'm super thankful because of the positions in life that it's put me in because of him loving this other sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here. I begged Charlie because I don't know the first thing about soccer. I couldn't imagine sitting at a soccer field watching kids kick a ball around. I really couldn't. I begged her to play softball, but she absolutely refused. She chose soccer anyhow. And we showed up for that first day of practice, and I was like, I have no idea what is about to happen. I'm just going to drop her off and go walk the streets of McAdenville and get some exercise in. And little did I know that Coach Jill and Coach Katie would be the people that they have become in my life, and their families and everything else. And then the McKinley and Charlie hit it off so well and Jeremy, we all started playing at the same places every year. We made sure that we were at those same places. And somebody, whether it be Jill, Katie, Nick, somebody has always been the coach. And y'all have always had Charlie on the team. Now, last year was a little different because McKinley didn't play and nobody, it was football season at the same time. So Charlie was kind of out there on her own. She ended up on a different team, but that was good too. I mean, she learned a lot of stuff that year. And so, I mean, I'm very thankful. And I even said that to Jill at dinner last night that, I am so thankful the way God works because he made all of this happen.
100%.
So,
Yeah. He writes pretty good stories.
yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I'll add one more thing. I know we talked about this for a while, but another thought that I had was at the same time, well, us agreeing with all that, and I know you guys feel this way too. I want my kids to stick through what they've committed to, and not just change their mind on a whim.
Yeah.
Like, man, I was just thinking, how many people do you know that have that are retired and worked for the same company for 40 years. You know, like there's not a whole lot of people. I mean, we know a few, right? But like people our age, and then especially even younger than us, like they just don't know how to commit to things, and they sort of jump around, and I don't know. And so life is not a Roblox game, right? That you can just decide, I'm done with this one. Let's go play another one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's very
but they are at an age where they need to like explore and try new things. And
Yeah.
um,
Charlie, I've been that way with Charlie since the beginning. Like, if you're going to sign up for something, you're doing it to the end. So
right.
if you do it and you end up not liking it, you're finishing that season. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And you can just not do it next season. But yeah, I don't have to do that with her in soccer. So she loves it.
That's good.
All right. So let's move on to our nerdy section. And I believe we've done this once before, but it's been a while. And I actually have, thank you, Nick. I actually have
I'm making animations up that I'm gonna have to put.
I actually have a book of Mad Libs. And so I ripped a page out. Well, I went through them. So we're going to do some Mad Libs. And I thought since we were talking about the kids and my Mad Libs was too cool for school Mad Libs, it was more to do with the kids. But as I was flipping through trying to figure out which one to do, I thought I had the perfect one, but I kept going. And I'm telling you, you guys, I found the most perfect one for this. So I'm going to tell I'll call each name and then tell you what I need from you. So we're going to start with Nick.
Hang on one second.
Oh,
1 second.
okay.
This is a shameless plug that I'm gonna do, and I shouldn't because again, it's just more editing for me. But you said too cool for school. I'm gonna just make this really big. I don't know. I don't know why I'm gonna do this because again, it's just more editing for me. Don't do drugs. Stay in school.
True story. All right. So, Nick, I need a noun from you. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea.
Deadpool.
Deadpool. I just broke my pencil tip. I knew I was going to do that. I should have had a pen. Okay. Let's see. Brandon, I need a silly word from you.
Doodad.
Love it. Nick, I need a verb.
Smacked. Or smacked if it's not past tense. Smacked.
Gotcha. Brandon, I need a plural noun.
Cookies.
Nick, I need an adjective.
Sticky.
Okay. Brandon, I need an adjective.
Large. I'm gonna try to make Nick laugh while he's drinking Coke.
Nick, I need a person in the room.
Pickles.
Oh God. Brandon, I need a noun.
A sword.
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 Okay. Nick, I need a celebrity. You cannot use Deadpool twice.
Celebrity.
Yes.
Let's go Kevin Hart.
Okay. I need a Brandon, I need a verb ending in ing.
Farting.
Like gas coming out of your butt or fighting.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, checking.
Farting.
Nick, I need something alive. You cannot use pickles twice.
Unlike the things that are outside, cats. Not they are alive. I'm just kidding. Cats. We'll go cats.
Brandon, an adjective.
Broken.
Nick, a noun.
Sewer.
Brandon, an adjective.
Short.
Nick, an adverb.
Moronically.
Brandon, a type of food.
Mexican.
Nick, a verb.
Fell.
And the last one, Brandon, an adjective.
Strong.
Okay.
Rikki,
right.
if you can read this without laughing, props. Because I'm laughing just thinking about the words that we just picked.
Listen, I don't know if I will or not. We're gonna try. All right, so I chose this one because the name of it is Podcasting with Scarlett and Sam.
This is great.
Am I Sam or Scarlett?
Okay, so Scarlett, welcome to the first Deadpool of our new podcast, Doodad, with Scarlett and Sam. We're going to cover it all, from the movies we smacked to the cookies we hate and all the sticky stuff in between. And we will have large guests. Pickles will be here to talk about what's happening on the Sword Council. And Kevin Hart will give us top tips on farting for the school play. Oh, and Kevin Hart will give us top tips on farting for the school play, Beauty and the Cats. We'll discuss broken issues like how to deal with a sewer. But we'll also cover short topics, such as how to moronically avoid the creamed Mexican from the school cafeteria. So fell us every Wednesday after school at 4 p.m. Be there or be strong.
Can you reread the sentence about
Kevin Hart
Mexican?
and the fart?
No, the last one.
So fell us every Wednesday after school at 4 p.m. Be there
Before
or
that
be
one.
strong.
About the cream something.
The creamed Mexican.
But we'll also cover short topics such as how to moronically avoid the creamed Mexican from the school cafeteria.
That's awesome.
Listen, I love the Doodad podcast.
I would listen to that.
Well, I'm not changing all of our stuff to moronically talk about. Although I would love to have Kevin Hart come and talk about the farts.
Yeah, me too. Oh, this was good. This was funny. I enjoyed it.
That was perfect.
Speaking of farts, we'll end on this one. I sent Brandon the other day, just randomly. I sent him a fart. Oh, all right. Well, guys, we've enjoyed it. Unfortunately, Kevin Hart will not be with us talking about farts next week. But as always, guys, be certain of what you do. Be certain of who you are. Obviously, we're certain that we're going to do what we're doing, whatever this is. So, see you guys later.